What's up, guys? It is Corey from Super Kami Guru 9000, and welcome to my review of Hunter x Hunter Episode 95, my very first review of the 2011 reboot of the classic anime and manga series. This one's been a long time coming, guys. A lot of you have been asking me to take a look at this Hunter x Hunter series. A lot of you suggested that I take a look at the manga. Some people said that I should take a look at the original 1999 anime series, and even some of the OVAs. I've been checking out the 2011 anime series, though, because it tends to be following the manga a lot closer from what people are telling me. And personally, I just like watching anime a lot more than I like reading manga. That's just the way it is. And so far, Hunter x Hunter does not disappoint. It's a really fun series, but what I like most about it is, unlike a lot of the other Shonen Jump series like Naruto or One Piece, it can go into some dark territory really quick. And it's a surprisingly violent series as well, but it's bolstered by a huge cast of really interesting characters. Now, before I get into the review of this episode, let me just give you a quick rundown of what the Hunter x Hunter series is all about. So the world of Hunter x Hunter, like most other Shonen Jump series, is huge, colorful, filled with a lot of really crazy characters with awesome powers, and a lot of crazy beasts and monsters. And in this world are hunters, which essentially are a group of people who have these rare special abilities, and they have these hunter licenses, which allow them to pretty much do anything, go all over the world, travel, hunt people, beasts, treasures, whatever it takes to get the job done. At the beginning of the series, we're introduced to our main character, Gon, who wishes to be a hunter just like his father, who supposedly died when he was much younger, but apparently he went off to go on his own hunter journey. And that's where the main focus of the series is, getting to see Gon go on his journey, become much stronger, meet new friends, and ultimately try to find his father. He also has a lot of friends that are going to help him on his journey, like Kurapika, who is this one badass who is the survivor of the Kurta clan, this group of red-eyed warriors who was actually killed by the Phantom Troop. They're essentially the Akatsuki of this series. Although technically, they existed before the Akatsuki were even conceived, but you get what I mean. There's the wisecracker Leario, who's trying to become a doctor, a character who is severely underused in the series, but I'll get to that in another discussion video. Lastly, there's Killua, who is probably my favorite character in the show. He's from this family of assassins, but he's decided to leave them and join Gon on his journey. And it's really Gon and Killua's relationship that really makes this whole series very interesting. So we're a couple arcs into this anime series, and right now we're at one that is known as the Chimera Ant arc, which has been one of the darkest, most disturbing arcs I've actually seen in just about any anime series, period. And this one has been really exciting, and there's been a lot of really big emotional moments. And currently what's going on in this episode is we get to see that Gon is still having to live with the fact that he can't use his Nen anymore because he was having to fight against Knuckle a few episodes ago. I love how in this episode they immediately jump right into some really cool action. And the Hunter x Hunter anime series has some of the best action that I've actually seen in a very long time. And the beginning of this episode was definitely a great example of that. You had to have Knuckle and Moral fighting against Cheetu, one of the Chimera Ants who has decided to go rogue. And I love the way they animated his speed in the battle. I love the way he's able to just jump around all over the place. A lot of really cool angles and great speed effects. I especially also loved when they started to gang up on him. You see, Moral has this like giant pipe. I don't know what he's smoking out of it, but he's creating these like giant clouds which can have these clones come out of the people who are fighting in there, and they're using that to trick Cheetu. One part of this arc has been really crucial to the development of Gon, and that has been the supposed death of the character Kite. A couple episodes ago, when we were introduced to the Ant King's royal guards, we got to see that one of them was fighting against Kite. Took off his arm, literally took off his head, and they've done some crazy experiments with him, and they were able to capture him. And they've done some really freaky conditioning to him. He's essentially like this robotic Frankenstein monster. And we also get to see how Shoot is able to use his weird bird cage thing. Apparently he can use that to like trap like body parts or even entire people within this little space. Pretty interesting stuff here, but it's when Kite is finally coming out of the cage and confronted by Gon that things get really crazy. Gon essentially just lets Kite repeatedly punch him in the face. And in a way, he's doing this to sort of atone for the fact that maybe he couldn't save Kite. And it gets really emotional at the end when he's able to dodge one of his moves and then he just goes in for a big old hug. It's really fucked up and pretty disturbing. The end of the episode had a lot of setup, and we get to see that a lot of the really big battles are getting ready to take place, and I'm really excited for that because so far, probably out of the entire series I've seen, the Chimera Ant arc has probably been the most action-packed, and that's probably just because they've been introduced to so many random enemies, and it's just a great excuse to show off their powers and fight. What I do love at the end is you get to see that Moral actually challenges Gon again. He says, hey, if you want to come along with us, you got to prove how much of a badass you are. and then he says, "Come at me with everything you got." That's when Gon's going to use his rock, paper, scissors abilities, and it looks like he's about to really, really power up to a new level that we've like never even seen before. But before he can even do this, Killua actually jumps in and stops him from doing it. And you can even see that Moro was really worried about having to deal with this technique. After this, we get the final setup for the battle with the 3 royal guards, which is going to be really fun. And of course, the big battle with Netero and frickin' Meruem. That is going to be awesome. I didn't even mention this, and I know a million people have already mentioned this. It's impossible not to. The Ant King Meruem is essentially the perfect combination of Cell and Frieza. He's just actually a little more frightening. So, wow, so many great things happened in this episode. I'm an action junkie, and there was tons of little moments in this one that just made me jump with joy. I loved the opening battle with Cheetu. I loved the moment with Kite where he was just beating the fuck out of Gon. And I especially loved that little bit at the end where we got to see that Gon is really, really powerful, so much so that even Moro is actually kind of freaked out by the thing that he saw. All the big battles that are getting ready to take place, it's awesome because they've been hyping up the royal guards of the Ant King, showing how powerful they are. So much so that, like, not even anybody in their group can even take the Ant King yet. So, a lot of build-up in this episode. It's also just great to see that Killua and Gon are going to finally get over their shit. They got their Nen all powered up. It's going to be really exciting. So, forgive me if this review seemed a little jumbled, guys. I'm still kind of getting to learn a lot of the key terms of the series. I'm still kind of a newbie for this one. But from what I can say so far is that this series is just badass. It's a lot of fun. It really relies on the characters. It uses them well. It takes advantage of the setting, and every arc has just been completely unique from each and every one after it. Like, they're all so completely distinguishable from another. And I haven't even talked about some of the key characters like Phantom Troop or even Hisoka yet. So you guys can definitely expect some discussion videos from me in the future about this really awesome series. You'll probably see them coming in pretty heavy doses over the course of the next couple weeks as I get more comfortable reviewing this brand new show, which is definitely at the height right now. It is just really awesome. I can already say that the Chimera Ant arc is so far my favorite part of the entire series. So I'm just going to give this one a 10 out of 10. Well-paced, really good action. The animation in this week's episode was really good and consistent, and that's one thing I've noticed about the series when compared to a lot of the other long-running Shonen Jump series. The action is always really good in this show, so I got to give it credit for that. I'm an action junkie. So, Hunter x Hunter fans, unite. Hopefully you'll come to the page, check out these reviews so we can talk about this really, really cool series. If you are out there and you did see this week's episode of Hunter x Hunter, I'd love to know your thoughts about it, maybe some of your favorite moments, or some big theories you have about what's going to happen with Kite. You can let me know with your comments below. Remember, guys, before you leave, make sure and give this video a thumbs up. Absolutely one of the best ways to support our videos. That and checking out what we have up top. So, I will see you next time, guys. Super Kami Guru 9000, out.